All right, all right, all right. Are we live? Yo, yo, yo. Tell me what you know. Welcome to the Sunshine Show. Woo! You guys, I have such a phenomenal guest for you in the house tonight, this morning, this afternoon, wherever in the world you may roam, because that's right, ladies and gentlemen. The Sunshine Show is worldwide. I'm so excited to be here with you guys. I want to give a big thanks to Bass Players United for allowing us to stream live on their platform today. If you're not a bass player, it's okay. You can still stream live on YouTube or from my page at Sunshine Can too. All right, guys. So we have a really famous guest in the house today. I know everybody's been asking for the return of Sarah Walker. Sarah plays a bass on the show. It's been a minute since we caught up, so I'm so stoked to have her back on the show. We have massive announcement, big news, all kind of things happening. So I'm so glad you guys could be here with us. All right, guys. I have the one and only, the most fabulous, the most phenomenal, the most Bowie of them all. I have Sarah Walker in the house. What's up, Sarah?
Hi. What an intro,
Hey, girl,
man.
how you doing?
That was a crazy intro. I was just like sat there smiling like, that's me.
How you doing, girl? How's it been since the last time we had caught up?
I'm good. It's been really, really, really busy, but really, really good.
Nice. And for everybody that may not know who you are, could you please give us a brief introduction?
So, I'm a self-taught bass player. I started playing bass from a really, really young age, probably about the age of, I don't know, like 6, 7. And I mean, I never really played professionally or anything. I was a total bedroom musician until COVID, and then COVID hit, and I started just posting videos online just because I had the time to do it, and I was just really enjoying my bass at the time, and it just blew up. And then literally my career was filtered through to me through all of social media, just bigger and bigger requests for bands and all this kind of stuff, and it all through social media, all through lockdown and from COVID and stuff like that. So yeah, and then obviously the more bands I've played with, the more I've been on my instrument, the more I've been playing, the better I've got at playing, which then led to bigger bands, better bands, and it's just sort of escalated from there. And I'm sort of still years on in shell shock, like just living through it, enjoying it.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I already know this, but maybe the viewers at home may be interested. Who is your number one inspiration for picking up that bass?
I mean, my personal number one inspiration is my dad. He obviously played all through the 80s in like around bands in the UK and stuff like that. And so I spent every night going to bed listening to him play, you know, like David Bowie and just all the club songs that were around at the time, lots of funk and stuff like that. So, I mean, to go to sleep every night listening to those songs on repeat when he was learning a set list or something, you sort of, it doesn't leave you after that. But then on the other side of it, professionally and you know, player wise, my influences have got to be sort of Mark King, Victor Wooten. I really like Victor Wooten's like philanthropist side, like his philosophy and stuff is like really interesting to me. So I like watching a lot of what he's doing, and obviously his playing is ridiculous.
Absolutely. Are you ever going to get to go to one of those Victor Wooten bass camps?
I really want to. I think they look super cool. And it's like there's no that everything that Victor Wooten does, he just seems to he has a way of taking the pressure off. There's no pressure. There's no like oh, you have to do it this way, or it's always written this way, or you must be playing this way. It's like a whole feel based kind of take to playing, which for me, who doesn't read music like dots by dots, it just really resonates that you can, you know, you can still be a good player and you can still be part of music by just feel and ear and all that kind of stuff. I just love it.
Absolutely. It looks like we got John Hines of the Big Old Nasty Get Down in the chat. What's up, John Hines, all the way over there in the Hollywood Hills? How you doing? Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We got Wyatt Turner in the house. What's up, Wyatt? If you guys have any comments, questions, suggestions for myself or the one and only Sarah Walker, Sarah plays a bass out of the UK, make sure to drop them there in the comment section. We will get to them as soon as we can. Beverly in the house says the feels are so important, Sarah.
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
All right, very cool. We got Dominic in the house. How you doing, Dominic? We got Burke Forsyth in the building. All right, we got the whole fam bam gathering around. You guys, it's so good to be back. Sarah, let's see. We got Julie Lewis here. She says she's a very proud mommy.
Fabulous.
Very nice. I'm sure my mom will be joining us very soon as well. Okay, Sarah, so I know you have a lot of massive updates, all kind of announcements to share with us. Before we get to the big announcements, I did want to talk to you a little bit about what you've been doing the past year since I talked to you last.
So yeah, I mean, it's been really crazy. So I left you last time and then did a couple of tours in California, which was amazing. And I just sort of got off the plane and was like, what am I doing here? This is ridiculous. And then after that, sort of came back. And then I think it was 2 or 3 days later, I moved to France to live on top of a mountain and do like ski resorts. So where they have ski resorts, they have bands on for like après ski, which is in the afternoon and then evening as well. So it was literally like came back from California, 2 days later, drove my tiny car and my life basically to the top of a mountain in like -14 and then played basically 2 shows a day, 6 days a week for about 5-ish months. So yeah, so then I came back from that and was just like civilization was weird because there wasn't any like shops or like it was so strange. It was so rural and so snowy. So to come back from that and then it was weird being like attached to your instrument so much for that amount of time and then coming back and being like, oh my God, I don't have to play today. Like I don't actually have to pick it up. It was weird. But spending that long on your instrument, the difference in my playing from when I came back was just like, wow, it was just such a huge change in my actual playing and techniques and everything. It was just such a good experience.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that because sometimes as bass players or just musicians in general, we think once we know something, we have it down and we don't have to practice as often if we've been playing for like 20 years or something. How did your bass playing change when you were playing, 2 gigs every day for, 3 months plus?
Yeah. So it's weird because before I went, I was the type of player where everything had to be perfect all the time. Like all the time, if something was out of line or a note was wrong, I'd be like furious and be really upset that it went wrong and just like really wanted to be perfect constantly. But when you're playing that often and to that extent, it can't be perfect. And if you're playing 2 gigs a day with 1 day off a week, that you can't physically be perfect for that amount of time. It's just humanly not possible. So it was sort of a forced way of letting go of that. And when I let go of that, I started to actually find the real enjoyment in just playing your instrument, listening to everyone else, not freaking out if anything went wrong, not worrying about notes being wrong or anything like that, just really being in the moment of playing. And the connection you have with your guitar after that is just crazy. And the ability to just sing in your head and know where it will be instead of like really thinking, it literally becomes like another limb. And I thought it already was. And I thought I was already really comfortable, but then to go from that to just, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just letting go of the perfectionism and knowing things do go wrong. Notes, sometimes someone plays something wrong. It's not the end of the world. Like nobody else is focusing on it. And when you let go of that, you can just actually do its purpose and just enjoy it for what it's supposed to be rather than, oh my God, I've got to find perfection all the time.
I can't remember if it was my previous band I was just in, or maybe it was Dawn, but they'd always tell me nobody notices the bass player until you mess up.
Yeah, absolutely. And you really can't hide on bass unless you're doing like something really fast or like really slidey and sort of psychedelic-y out there. You can't hide if you mess up. Even like non-muso people, if the bass player goes wrong, everyone's like, they sort of do the doggy head tilt. They don't know why it's out. They don't know why they're doing it, but they're like, oh, something doesn't sound right. You just can't hide. So it is really difficult not to try and want to be perfect all the time because you can't hide when something goes wrong. But if you're enjoying yourself on stage and really in the moment, people don't notice that it goes wrong because you don't you don't give out that vibe that something's gone wrong. You're just like, okay, whatever, carry on. And then they don't notice. So,
and I think that's one of the most important things to remember is as long as you still have the smile on your face and you're still playing it off, most of the people will not even realize what is going on.
Yeah. And I mean, the audience do feed off what you're giving out 100%. Like, even if everyone's playing perfectly, if there's a weird vibe or there's been a conversation or someone isn't friends or people pick up on it, and the audience won't enjoy the band because they'll just feel something's not right. But if everyone is having it, even if it's the worst band you've ever seen musically, absolutely awful, if they're all having like a party on stage and having like the best time of their life, everybody else is up and dancing, even if they're awful, because they're having such a good time.
Okay, I feel like
people go to see music.
I feel like we're gonna have to test this theory out, Sarah. Okay?
I'm sure it's true. I'm sure it's true. I'm sure it is. I've convinced myself that it's true.
Oh my God, love it. You guys, I got Sarah Walker all the way from the UK here with us. Thank you so much, Bass Players United, for letting us use your platform to stream live. We appreciate you so much. If you're a bass player, make sure to go over there and join Bass Players United today. Welcome everybody to the Sunshine Show. If you've not been here before, you're going to learn today. All right, Sarah, tell me a little bit about your rig. What are you playing on? What kind of basses are you taking on tour with you?
So I'm actually taking a Music Man on tour. Everybody that knows me knows how much I love my VJ, and it's obviously vintage and has a tone like no other. But the style of music, it's like sort of alternative kind of poppy music. So the Music Man, like the Music Man growl, just has that growl and that beefy tone, and it's really difficult to replicate that with anything else. So I'm taking that with me. And then obviously Mark Bass, always. Their gear is just absolutely ridiculous. I actually had a photo shoot today, and the photographer lifted up my cab as like I'll help you move that. We'll just move it out of the way. And literally nearly threw it into the air. And he was like, oh my God, what is this made out of? And I was like, no, it's ridiculous. Because it's a 410. Literally just went to pick it up as you would, and literally nearly threw it in the air. And he was like, this is incredibly light. I was like, yeah, this is like, it's amazing. It's like some kind of weird magic.
You know what? You should have done a photo shoot with like you sitting on the cab with him just like holding it up in the air. Like, that would have been awesome.
Or everyone will think he's just like incredibly strong, like the UK's next strong man or something. But yeah, I'm really lucky because Mark Bass actually worked with Guitar Center. So every time I'm in California, we can just go and pick up a rig and borrow it for the week, just so, because I really love using their stuff. And I was like, please, is there any way that we could sort me a rig out? Because obviously you can't take a 410 on a plane. So yeah, they've literally sorted everything out, and it's just so nice to have that support of a family. I mean, some massive companies would be like, oh no, that's not possible, what if you break it, or blah blah blah, but they were just straight away like, yeah, we'll sort it all out for you so you can use it, that's no problem. Like, it's just so nice. I remember showing my dad the email. I was like, look, like all we have to do is go pick it up. How amazing is that?
They were like, oh, the Sarah Walker wants to use one of our
no.
Oh, that is fine. Tell me, who's that? Who's your little friend there?
That's Kevin. Hi, Kevin. Kevin's jealous and wants attention. Yes, Kevin, we know.
Kevin's a sweetie.
But he doesn't eat microphones though.
Talking about sweeties and pets, I know. So last show we had, it was a celebration for my dear friend that passed away, was Fire, rest in peace. We love you so much. So I went and bought a new microphone, trying to upgrade my show here. And old Winston Diego, for those of you at home that may not know, I have a 200-pound mini pig, Winston Diego, and he got a hold of my mic and he decided to just eat it. So I'm actually quite shocked that it still works right now.
That is like fully chomped as well. Fully both sides.
I had a bit of a meltdown when I came into the room and saw that it had been chomped down like that. But you know what? I took a deep breath and I said, as long as it works, it's all about aesthetics and it's a good story. It's a good story. All right, Sarah. So you have major announcements. I want to hear all about this band you're about to go on tour with. You're coming to the United States. I hope you're going to come visit me in Santa Cruz.
Yeah. I mean, I'm saying, yeah, I have no idea how far that
feel like
is
you weren't
from
sure about that answer. All right, cool. So we actually do have another special guest, Wes of Parade Wave. Parade Wave all the way from California. Don, do you want to dial him in? What's up, Wes?
What's up? Thank you, Sunshine, for having me on. This is awesome.
Of course. You want to give the audience at home a little introduction?
Yeah, so my name is Wes Pagano. I am the singer and songwriter of the band Parade Wave. And, you know, how this all came down for all of us together was immediately seeing the beam of light through Sarah. And it was just instant that we have her come out and just test things out. Hey, do you like the music? Is this something you're vibing with? And yes, she did. So thank you for that. But it was very special because it's as a singer, as a songwriter, you really want for me that bass to just really represent that whole sound. I mean, you guys as bass players know, I mean, it's that bass is everything in the song. And I say that truthfully. I mean, you can look at the guitar, and I know there's a lot of great guitar players out there, but at the end of the day, I hear guitars as sprinkles and icing on the cake, as the thickness and the cake itself is the bass, right? So Sarah knows how to make great cakes. So
should we make a shirt that says that so you guys can sell that while you're on the road?
And then if my bass playing doesn't go very well, I can just open a bakery.
Yeah,
it's our actual cakes.
But, I mean, it's kind of crazy you say that, Sarah. I mean, there's a lot of cool things that kind of played in with the music. I have a background being a florist, and her family as well. So we kind of got to bond on flowers and music. So it just kind of gets deeper and deeper. So yeah, excited to have her come out. She'll be out next week, and we have some fun stuff ahead. So I'm really excited for that.
Very nice. And so how did you pick a bass player out of the UK? Obviously, there's a lot of bass players that you can pick from. What was it about Sarah besides her bright shining light? Or was it all her bright shining light?
No. And I say that. I mean, when I say that beam of light, I mean, that's the whole character. That's her playing. That's everything about her. A mutual friend of ours, Nick, who is also in the band, he plays the keys. You know, we tried different bass players, and all very awesome, but you just kind of know when your tribe is your tribe, you know, when you're just, that vibe is there, and it was just instantaneous. So
very, very nice. Let's talk a little bit about your band. What kind of music you guys playing?
Yeah, so I like to look at it really synth based with fat beats and just that harmony bass, that funk bass, and just some really good harmonies to go on top of it. So I don't know, Sarah, what do you think? Like a synthy, funky,
yeah,
poppy...
I think it's weird. It's got like an 80s vibe, but like an 80s poppy alternative vibe, but modernized, if that's a way. That's how to explain it.
Yeah.
And do you play bass synth at all?
I play when it starts out, I kind of dabble on everything. So I'll, you know, bring up some drums, I'll play in the back a little bit, play some stuff, add some bass, but nothing like how you guys would be. I mean, I'm really writing the songs really to get the vocals and the lyrics out so I can, you know, do what I feel I can do best, and that's, you know, sing and write my lyrics. So I definitely love to have musicians come in, take my parts, and be like, "Oh, was this what you were trying to do?" It's like, yeah, that's exactly what I was trying to do. So, but yeah, now it's kind of been. I am working on our second record, and Sarah, when she comes out, she's she just got her own free will to do whatever she wants to do to make it awesome. I mean, she's part of the family, so I'm really excited about that.
Sarah, what are you most excited about returning to the US and going on this tour, and what gets you really excited about it?
Maybe it's most of the time it's like playing the gigs, just because obviously Wes sending me the music like years ago, hearing it for the first time, I know exactly like where I was in my house when I had it on, and hearing that stuff for the first time ever, and then putting my bass on it, and then when you're stood on stage playing it live to like a bunch of strangers, it's so weird because it's like it's turned from this tiny little thing that you've heard for the first time, like, oh, what's this, to oh my god, these people are all listening and we're playing it and it's happening right now, and this is the song that I listen to, and it's all come together and it's all got its own parts now. And yeah, that feeling is like, you can't really, I don't know, it's really hard to describe, but you can't like replicate it with anything. It's such a special feeling, and it's like a really personal, in the moment kind of, wow, like this is actually happening. It's weird.
Yeah, it is. And
Very cool,
to add,
cool. We got Jake Hernandez. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, to add to that, it's been very special. I mean, once she came out, it just kind of started happening real quick, and we're just grateful for all of our fans and friends that have been so supportive through this.
Absolutely. All right. Can you guys hear me okay? I think there might be a little bit of a delay.
Yeah, I can hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Sarah, Wes?
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hello.
Oh.
Dawn, can you hear me? Oh, perfect. Okay. I don't know what was going on there. Internet issues sometimes. All right, very cool, guys. Very, very cool. I'm really excited. So will you guys be coming around Santa Cruz, or what's this tour looking like?
Yeah, so this is actually a quick trip. So we have some showcases up next, in 2 weeks. So we have her coming out next week to do some recordings on our new album, which we're really excited about. But we have an album we're actually releasing on May 17th. So that's what we're really, really excited to talk about first. Is we are releasing our album called Call Me Tomorrow. Just like Sarah said, all of us coming together and really putting our hearts on the song. We're all very proud of it. And May 17th, Spotify, Apple Music, on all the platforms. So excited about that. But yeah, we have a showcase, really cool studio out here in Westlake Village, Native South Studios. So we have a really fun showcase there. And then we are playing the Temecula Wine and Balloon Festival with Stone Temple Pilots and Leonard Skennard and some fun bands there. Ooh. So yeah, it'll be really, really cool. Good time. So, and then we have some after parties afterwards. So, but to answer your question, yes, we will eventually get out to Santa Cruz, but that will probably be in the later part of the year. But we'll keep you posted for that.
Now, so how does it work having a bass player I've been in long distance band relationships before, but normally it would require like a 3-hour plane ride to get to like Texas or whatever, right? So it must be a little bit different working with a bassist that lives so far away. So would you say that your band is mostly like, I don't know. Okay, I don't even know how I'm trying to say this, but how do you work around that? I guess you just you drop your albums, then when you go on tour, Sarah comes out and you guys tour.
We tour. When we drop it, we tour. We're actually setting up some dates, like I said, towards the end of summer into the fall.
Sure.
To kind of press that. But yeah, during that slow time, I'm in here just creating away, and we'll send ideas over to Sarah and just kind of get her mind on it and get her prepared. So yeah, to your point, it's that gap at first, or let's say back in the day, would be difficult. But with technology and everything going on right now, it's just it's way easier. It's way easier.
It's crazy. I remember when you really needed some demos and some stems done for the bass, and it was recorded in my where I was living when I was in France. So literally like a ridiculous amount of like above sea level at the top of a mountain in the snow in an attic room, like trying to get all the tones on like the worst equipment. And I was recording. I was like, this sounds awful. Literally like nights after night after all the gigs, just sitting and trying to get this recording done. And then I sent it. And then to hear those records played back, knowing that they originally were recorded sat at the top of a mountain, like not knowing what I was doing, trying to figure out and get something nice sounding to then turn into these songs that sound so great. I was like, that's incredible. Like the fact that we actually still use those recordings and it still turned out fine. It still shocks me. It shocks me, to be honest. When I listened to them for the first time, I was like, this is going to be awful. And then I listened, I was like, this is amazing.
So you actually play bass on the album that you guys are releasing?
Yeah.
Oh, that is so sick. So in my head, I was thinking that maybe the album was already recorded and you were just coming in to go to do the tour. You actually recorded everything on the album as well.
Yeah. So I recorded it all in the UK and then sent it over, and then it was mixed and mastered in California.
Very cool. All right, we got Terry all the way from New Zealand, from Catch a Fire, the bassist of Catch a Fire. He says, good morning, Sunshine. Hope you're well, my friend. Greetings, Sarah. I've watched a couple of your jam videos. Love your vibe and your energy. Greetings, Wes.
How nice. Thank you so much.
Hello.
Hi, Terry. We love you.
Hi, Terry. Yeah, it was cool.
Very cool. Terry will actually be here on tour.
Nope, sorry.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, when Sarah came out, just to top with what you were saying, we had bass parts on it and it wasn't where it was at. So when she came and played with us, that's kind of to your point. It was like, she has to be on the record. So it just made sense.
That was one of the biggest moments for me. I think we were sat in the rehearsal space and it was one of the first times we played anything together like live, and we were all figuring out how each other played and all that kind of stuff. And I remember playing a bass part and Nick turned around and was like, no, I want it like that. Keep it like that. No, whatever you do. Yeah, do that instead. And I was like, okay. And then it was like everything just started slightly changing, and everyone found their space and it just all just slotted together. It was amazing. It was really cool.
Very special.
Very, very special. You guys are here with your host, Sunshine Cantu, on the Sunshine Show. We have Sarah Walker all the way from the UK. We got Wes over there in where'd you say you were at again?
Thousand Oaks, California.
That's right, you guys. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, drop them there in the chat. I'm having such a lovely time with you guys. Thank you all for hanging out with us. You guys could be anywhere in the world right now and you're here with us. Thanks again to Bass Players United and Sunshine and the Bass Kids. All right, guys, this question is for both of you. What do you hope listeners take away from your music or performance? We will start with Wes.
Performance, I would definitely say live. The live sound is just remarkable, and just nothing beats live music. The message would definitely wholeheartedly be positivity and love all the way. I think we need more of that, and we need to be screaming that. So yeah, positivity and love for sure.
Sarah?
Yeah, I think the main one for me is obviously, oh, hello, Kevin. The main one for me is, honestly, the biggest part of it is just knowing that you don't really know what can happen. And just anything can happen, and just try everything, say yes to everything, because the places it got me by doing that can literally happen to like the average person. You don't have to. A lot of people say, you have to have loads of money to be able to do all these things, and it's not. It's like passion, and it can literally happen to anyone. So just don't ever be worried about trying new things or being too shy and everything like that, because it can get you to some wonderful, wonderful places.
Have you guys seen the new NPR Tiny Desk that just dropped with Willow and Mohini
Yes.
Day? Is
Yes.
playing
I haven't seen it yet. How is it?
It's
Yeah.
incredible. Absolutely incredible.
mind blowing. And the Pocket Queen is on the kit.
Yeah.
And then there's two other, the guitarist and the keyboard player. I'm not familiar with them, but holy moly, it blew my mind. I was just like, this is next level music. Like this is taken in a completely different direction. I love like the all female thing as well. It just was
Yeah.
When you get a chance, Wes, you've got to check it out.
Oh,
After
I
this,
will.
It was
this,
one
I'm
of
gonna
those
check it out.
things where, like, you know, you click on a video and you're like, you like scrolling or whatever. You click on a video and you're like, oh, I'm literally just gonna watch it for like a second just to have a quick listen, and then you're like, find yourself watching the whole thing, like not looking away and just listening and being in awe. Like the vocals on it, when you hear like the steps and stuff she's doing, it's just like, it's crazy. It's so good. It's really, really good.
I love that.
All right. Let's see. This one's for you, Sarah. Are there any specific techniques or approaches you've rewind? This one's for you, Sarah. Are there any specific techniques or approaches you've developed that you find particularly effective or unique to your particular playing style?
Oh, I've been looking at Joe Dart a lot recently. I just got into a bit of a Joe Dart hole and was like, I seem to do this. A lot of my playing is like, I base it around tone a lot. So obviously I want to play all the right notes, but I also, when I do a cover or, you know, really fall in love with a song and I want to play it, I want to emulate the sound exactly. So I want to mess around with all the tone controls and be like, oh my God, it sounds exactly the same. Like I just have like a thing, like it has to be perfect in the tone. So for that, I found that a lot of it was coming from his playing. So there was only so much I could adjust on the guitar, but slowing things down, because he does a lot of fast riffs, but he really, really digs. Like he digs for his tone, basically. His tone comes from his right hand, I think, a lot more than any of his controls. So I found that the only way to get those fast riffs in, like, to emulate his tone was to slow it down and make sure every single fret, every single note was totally clean before you try and put in the extra pressure. Because if the note isn't clean and you put the extra pressure in, it's just going to sound awful. It's not going to sound right. But those two combinations seems to just get his tone just almost perfect. I'm not going to say exactly the same because I never will say exactly the same, but it's so close. And I think working on that and it just going back and it makes you think about, you know, a beginner sort of style of learning of just slowing stuff down. So literally just slowing stuff down and building back from that reminded me how useful it is to do that, because it's so easy when you get to a fairly good standard to just be like, oh yeah, I can just blast or anything, and you don't actually sit and actually really listen to how it sounds until you slow it down and then speed it back up, and then you're like, this is way cleaner. But it's like such a basic thing, but it really helps with like finding tones and all that other stuff.
And do you use pedal boards or anything like that?
Not really. I use one effects pedal and it's very old and a lot of people moan about it, but I love it. I use a Zoom B1XON and it has a lot of ridiculous sounds on it that are just unusable because they just sound hilarious, and you can sort of laugh about them for about 5 minutes, then be like, no one's ever going to use this. But it's got a really, really nice compressor on, and I sort of tweaked it and gone through all the settings and adjusted everything. So when I use my VJ, which is obviously the bass I use the most often, when I plug it into that, it is ready to go in pretty much any rig. Obviously, I'm always using the Mark bass stuff, but if I have to use something else, I know that I have my tone straight away without having to, like, every sound check is literally like a minute for me, because I'm like in like straight away done. Where, you know, you see some guitarists and it's literally like an hour of like tiny adjustments and it's just like, oh my God, it must be done by now. But yeah, so I've sort of fallen in love with it for that reason. But I would like to get some bigger stuff and experiment in that. But when you're gigging a lot, it's hard to find the time for like experimental stuff like that.
Sure, absolutely. And what advice would you give to aspiring bassists who are just starting out or maybe trying to build their social media?
I mean, the biggest thing, and I do say it all the time, is pretty much consistency. Try and be consistent, because it just that's what you have to do. It's so difficult when you do end up, if you do go down that career path, you have to be available a lot of the time. You have to go to gigs, you have to network, you have to play live, you have to go to auditions, you have to go to rehearsals. So it's hard to just, social media takes a back foot usually. But yeah, being consistent and not being fake. I think a lot of people, there are loads of like TikTok guitarists, TikTok bass players, drummers, etc. And it, like, some of them are just so fake, and it really puts you off when you see it, because you're like, oh, like if they're just doing it for views, or if they're edited it like massively, it's a bit like, kind of puts you off. So try and just stay real, no fakeness, and also actually put the effort into work to get better. So you actually want to improve. You're not just doing it because you want likes. You're actually, there is some sort of personal development going on, because otherwise people can't resonate with you. What's the point if you're just posting it to show off, like, oh, look what I can do? This, like, nobody wants to see that, but people enjoy personal improvement. So that helps build, because it's more wholesome, there's actually something to it, rather than just, oh, I want those likes.
Okay, very cool. Sorry, I got a little bit of a wonky connection. Can everybody out there hear me okay? I know I keep asking that, but I just want to make sure that we're good. We're good?
I can hear you.
Wes?
I can hear you.
Yeah, everybody? Okay. Very good. All right, let's see. What is Emma saying? Maybe I will see a man on here. I don't know what that means, but if the trolls are out today, let's give them a little bit of a clap, because you could have had said anything in the world, little Miss Emma, and I don't know what you meant by that, but I'm here for it. Okay. Thank you for hanging out with us.
I have no idea what that could actually mean. That makes no sense whatsoever. I'm so confused. There is a man on here.
All good. There is a man. Maybe Wes, next time we're gonna ship you a wig over there, okay?
Yeah,
so
I mean, I can,
you go live. You have a little bit.
I don't know what to say. Yeah. Got it.
Oh man, all good. All right, guys. Thank you all for being here with us. I have a little bit of a delay, but we are here. All right, good. Thank you. All right, Sunshine Show alive and kicking, you guys, with Sarah Walker, and we got Wes. Wes, how do you say your last name? Pagano?
You said it right the first time. Pagano. Yeah.
How do we pronounce your last name?
Pagano. Can you hear me okay?
We got Wes Pagano. There we go, you guys. Thank you all for hanging out with us. All right, let's see what else we got. If you guys have any questions, drop them there in the chat. Let's see. All right, this one is for you, Sarah. How do you see the role of the bass evolving in contemporary music, and what excites you about its future? What excites you about the future of bass, Sarah?
That is a really, really good question.
That is a great.
I've said this a lot quite recently. Actually, I've had a few conversations about this. Is like throughout the 80s, there was like a big everything was bass heavy. Everything was like slap bass, and it was like slap bass synth recorded on a keyboard that's like impossible to play in real life. All that kind of stuff. Everything was like all about bass being, and obviously like level 42. All the slap bass and stuff like that was really, really forefront in a lot of songs. And then the 90s came and it kind of died out a bit, and it was all dance music and that kind of stuff. And I think now, listening to, like Dua Lipa, Lizzo, Bruno Mars, and all the Anderson .Paak Silk Sonic stuff, like bass now is like right up there. Like it's in the mix. Like even if you have the radio in the car, you used to like never be able to hit any bass on the radio. It would just be so tinny, and like bass was not there. And then you hear some songs now and there's like actual slap lines in, and there's like a proper bass melody, and there's quite a lot of the funk element in there as well. And that's really nice to hear in modern music, because it does become saturated with, like, no shame, I love Taylor Swift, but it does become saturated with like 4 quarters, and it's very samey, and there's no funk in there really, is there? Or like soul. But yeah, there's a lot of artists that are really, really incorporating like heavy bass lines into their tracks, and it's just so nice to hear, because like people recognize it rather than it just being lost.
I think you mentioned Taylor Swift, and as soon as you did that, I saw Don down in the basement in the green room. I saw his eyes. Dawn is not the hugest Taylor Swift fan. I saw it all over your face, Dawn. All right, let's see. John Hines from the Big Old Nasty Get Down has a question. Sarah, are you set up to record remotely? And if so,
Yes.
tell us about your setup.
Yeah, I use a Behringer 404, which is quite good. And I still use, I probably shouldn't say this on the internet, but I do use Reaper, which is like a live recording software. And I've been, so it's free while you're evaluating the software, and then you can buy it. But I've been evaluating it for literally like, I honestly think it's been almost 5 years. So if you just, all you have to do is, if you spam the still evaluating button, if you spam it really quickly, then it goes away. And then you can use all the features for free still. So I'm sure that,
Hey,
I mean, the software people must know that you can do that. They should know that that's a thing. Like loads of people do it. But it's a really good software. It does all the basics. It has loads of plugins for free that you can use. So yeah, and then recording, I usually use my Mark bass, my little Mark head now as well, to record with, like straight into my interface, and it sounds absolutely incredible. It sounds really good.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about that recording, about your recording, what would we say, your mojo, your flow. How many takes do you record a bass line before you're okay with it? Are you one of those like OCD, I'm going to keep playing it for 20 takes, or do you stop after the third take? Do you edit? Tell me all the things, Sarah. I'm really curious.
Yeah, so I used to, like when I first started out, I'd pick a song, I'd fall in love with a song at a time that I wanted to play, and I would spend a good day or two playing it over and over and over and over again, making sure it's absolutely spot on perfect. Like I didn't want any mistakes at all. And then partly because I'm lazy and don't really have the know-how, I didn't ever do any editing. It would be like record, play, stop, and then like the video would be recording separately from the audio, and I'd do the two at the same time and then just merge them together. So it had to be literally perfect for the whole 4 minutes or whatever it was. But slowly I started to sort of, like, again, with the progression of playing so much in different bands and getting more experience playing and getting better on my instrument, learning to let go of that perfectionism. And now I keep a lot of the mistakes in because it's just quite real. Then it's more real and it's not as saturated, and it just seems more, and to me it's nice. And you also have a lot of haters that are like, oh my god, she's miming all the time. So if I leave mistakes in, I can be like, listen to that, it's not miming. So that helps.
I used to do that all the time too, leave my mistakes in, because I used to have people hating on me every time I would drop a dang bass video, and they'd be like, she's not playing that. And it's like, it's so frustrating sometimes.
It is
only
super frustrating. Listen. But I mean, in the end, you like think it must be a compliment, because if they do actually think you're miming, then it must be pretty good playing. Because if it was shit playing, if it was terrible playing, then they wouldn't think you were miming. They'd be like, oh, this is rubbish. But if they're like, oh, they're not playing that, you're just like, oh, it's that good then, clearly.
Absolutely. We are live right now on YouTube, Twitch, Bass Players United, and my personal page at Facebook. I want to thank everybody who's here with us today. I love you all so much. You guys give me life. If you have any questions, comments, drop them there. We're going to start wrapping this up in about 15 minutes. So get your questions in while you can. I believe it's almost midnight over where Sarah's at. Am I right?
Yeah, it's 5 past midnight. It's officially the next day.
You're doing good, Sarah.
To catch up.
Thank you. It's been a long day.
Are we there?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I'm just going to keep talking until everything gets figured out. There we go. All right. Very cool. All right, guys. Let's see where we're at here. I don't know what's going on with my internet connection, but I'm going to keep going because that's what we do. We just keep rocking and rolling here on the Sunshine Show. That's what we do. Sarah Walker on bass. If you guys are not already following Sarah Plays a Bass on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, on all the things, make sure to go follow Sarah Plays a Bass. Also, make sure to go follow. I keep wanting to say Wave Parade, but I think it's Parade Wave, right?
Parade
BW?
Wave, correct. Yep.
Parade Wave.
Yep.
Parade Wave, Parade Wave. Very cool. Let's see. John Hines wants to know, what day of the Wine Fest are you playing?
We are playing, I think, Saturday. Yeah, I'm almost positive
Very
Saturday.
good.
Come on out, John. Come hang out with us.
Right, Dominic. John's already there. Dominic wants to know, are you passing by Montreal, Canada? Because if so, Dominic wants you guys to stop on by.
That is the plan. That is the plan for 2025, is to kind of spread more out in that area. So yes, Dominic, you'll definitely be seeing us soon for sure.
Oh, that's exciting. So Sarah, does that mean you're moving to the United States?
I mean, I'd love to, but most likely no. It would be lovely, but obviously with a family and stuff, I can't uproot them too. If I was by myself, I'd be like, yeah, sure. But you know, you have to be an adult sometimes and do adult life too.
And that brings me to my next question. How do you balance your musical pursuits with other aspects of your life? Because it does kind of keep you on the road a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm super duper lucky, I think, with my family and my support network. They are so good to me. Like, I couldn't do anything that I've done in the past few years without them. It's been literally at the drop of the hat a lot of the time. Nobody in my family has ever said, like, no, you need to think about this, or no, we can't help with Harry, my son, and stuff like that. They've never once said that. They've just said, yep, go do it. Like, I remember ringing my mom, and because I thought it'd be funny, the first thing I said to her on the phone was, hi, Mom, I'm moving to France. And she was like, okay. It was like, no, like, what are you talking about? I was like, yeah, I'm going to go play in France for 6 months. Like, do you think that's doable? She was like, sighed, and then was like, we'll sort it. You got to do it. Just go. And just to have that is amazing. But without it, I couldn't have done any of it at all. So I absolutely like super blessed for that.
And I say this every show, and I will repeat again right now. It is so important to have a solid support system. And if you don't have that in your life, you must find something, someone, somewhere. You must find an entity of people to surround yourself with that do support you and love you no matter your highs or your lows, that love you at your very, very best. And also when you really fuck up and do some messed up stuff, they still love you and they still help you and build you back up to where you were meant to be. I'm a firm believer in that.
That's why these bass groups and stuff are so important, because the bass community is so wholesome and so lovely to each other. Like with guitarists, there is quite a lot of ego with guitarists and competition and stuff, but for some reason, I don't know what it is. I think because we're always like pushed to the back anyway, bass players just immediately get on, look after each other all the time. I don't know any bass players that have a huge ego that I don't want to be around or anything like that. That's in real life and online as well. I think the bass community is just so lovely to each other. Everybody wants to support each other all the time. It's such a nice, just the instrument that brings everyone together. It's just such a nice community to be a part of.
The instrument that brings everybody together. I feel like we should put that on a shirt as well. I feel, we are making hits here. All right, let's see. Bill Walker says, I had to go learn that Gritty Polity riff after watching you play it. Just killer.
Yeah, that's a throwback and a half. Such a great album.
Yeah, that is a good album.
Do you want to tell us about that?
Yeah, so they had it's like an 80s
you want to
band.
tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, it was like an 80s band, so they did a lot of like synth pop and stuff like that, but they had Marcus Miller play on an album, and the bass playing on it is absolutely ridiculous. It's like super clean, super like just there's the production on the album is called Cupid and Psyche 85, and the production on that album is ridiculous. There is like a million things going on. There's synth, there's keys, there's like higher like double top keys, and then there's slap bass and little bits of guitar and like 4-part harmonies, but you can hear every single aspect that's in there. You can hear everything. And this is like in the 80s. So for them to record that and it sounds so good with a player like Marcus Miller on it, it just blows my mind. Even to this day, I mean, like 2024, you still listen to that album and just are blown away by it. Like of the playing, the production, the singing, the songwriting, it's just absolute killer. I would highly recommend listening to it if you haven't.
And so what's going on with your Jamiroquai? You were in a Jamiroquai cover or a tribute band for a while, and you
Yeah.
were really kicking ass on those bass parts. How long did you have to study that bass playing before you were able to get up there and just kick complete ass?
Well, it was I think I learned the set in about a month or two. And then, but it was really hard going. It was like, it was quite hard, quite a lot higher above my playing at the time. So I had to really learn a lot of new techniques and just put the time in. And I had many breakdowns where I was like, I can't play this. It's too hard. This is ridiculous. What am I doing? What a waste of time. But again, I put the practice in and I practiced and practiced and practiced and slowed everything down, found every little run and I found every little sting and just really studied it. Practiced enough times, and now I go to the gigs and I just don't have to think about it, and it's just lovely. But we just got picked up on a theatre tour, so we'll be doing a theatre tour of a big 2-hour theatre show with Space Cowboy next year. We've got a lot of dates penciled in for that, and we're doing a lot of big tribute festivals throughout the year this year too. So really excited for that. It's gonna be fun.
So how do you balance? So do they just like kind of put everything on hold while you tour the United States and do Sarah's stuff? And then when you get back, you guys start playing again? Or do they have an extra bass player that fills in?
Do you know, it's a whole, like, I honestly don't say this at all. Like, there's no exaggeration whatsoever, but it is a whole like universe thing. It just so works out usually every time that this is like a quieter part for that band. And I don't have to cancel anything. I don't have to dep anything out. And it just sort of slots in with like, it literally must just be the universe, how it just all works. Because it just amazes me. Like when Wes sends me the dates, my first panic is, oh my God, am I gigging? Have I got any really big shows that I'm going to have to try and dep for or like worrying about it? And every single time he sends me the dates, I look at my diary and those are weeks where I don't have gigs. It's absolutely baffling. I just look at my phone and I'm like, I can't believe that. Like, that's amazing. And then I just text back. I'm like, yeah, I'm available. Like, this is fantastic.
It's meant to be. It's funny.
Honestly bizarre. It really is.
The universe always provides. I do absolutely believe in that 100%. All right, guys, you are live here with Sunshine on the Sunshine Show. We're going to start wrapping this up. If you guys have any last minute questions, make sure to drop them there in the comment section. Let's see who's in this chat. We got Wyatt Turner, Beverly, we got Dominic, we got Berg, we got Julie, we got Howie, we got Ye Min Ning, we got Don McDaniel, my beautiful secretary that helps me with so many things. Don, I love you so much. Thank you. We got Gilbert Morales, we got Paul Tar all the way from Colorado, we got Eugene Bradley up in Monterey, we got Jake Hernandez down in South Texas, we got the whole fam bam here with us. We're so excited. Nice, so Sarah, you do know that there is a Mr. Dr. Funk that just moved to the United States.
I know, I saw. And did you see what happened with his bass? Yeah.
Wait, no, what happened?
Oh, I don't know the actual specifics of it,
what
but
happened?
It was just before his big jazz cruise. A smooth jazz cruise and the one with Marcus Miller on and stuff. And I think something happened with his connecting flights. And all I remember was seeing a video of him talking to his phone. And he was like, you're not going to believe it. My base is in London. And he got off the plane to go and get on this cruise with his base. And he was like on the way to the cruise to get on the cruise without a base. And luckily they sourced him one, but I was so excited for him, and then to see him travel all that way, and I was like really, really excited to follow his journey on the cruises and stuff. And then to see that video where he's like, yeah, I've not got my base. I was like, oh my God, the stress and panic that would set in, especially when even even a brand new bass, you're not going to play it like the bass you've played for the last 10 years. It's going to be complete. They all need to be played in and set up and everything. Oh, it must have been soul destroying. But he smashed it anyway, obviously.
Yeah, so I hit Oh, he always does. So I hit him up and we're going to be doing an interview soon. I actually got him in contact with little Ellen so once he hit Vegas. So I think Ellen and Dr. Funk are going to come out with a collab video pretty soon that I'm really excited about.
Oh, that's going to be
And then
amazing.
he'll be here in California.
Oh,
Yeah,
no
so he'll
way.
be here in Cali when you get here because he'll be in LA. I think he may actually even be in LA because I also hooked him up with John Hines of the Big Ol' Nasty Get Down, who is very close to you, Wes, lives very close to you in the Hollywood Hills. And then they're going to do some work together. So maybe it's actually going to work out where you
my
and
God.
Dr. Funk can like do a collab video or something cool like
Yeah,
that.
that'd be cool.
That's
How
awesome.
weird that it would be done in a different country and not the country where we both live. Like, how is it easier to do it there than it is to get it organized here?
It's the universe, Sarah.
It
It's
is
the
really is.
universe. All right, let's see.
bizarre.
Don McDaniel wants, Don wants to know: are you still doing the Elton John tribute band?
Yeah, I still play with the Rocket Man live show, but I was just stepping on their show, so it's whenever they've got dates available. But I think I'm doing some more this year, which is good because there's really, really fun shows to play and like super emotional. Like some of Elton John's songs are just, they're like literally like stories. I remember learning them. I was like, this is not verse, chorus at all. This is like, it's like a tiny little play, like over and over again. It's crazy. But yeah, learning those was so much fun. I had no idea what the bass parts were going to be like in those songs until I sat down and listened to them. And I was like, wow, these are actually really good bass lines.
So your memory bank must just be like full, like at 100. Like, how in the hell do you memorize all of this stuff?
I honestly don't know.
Incredible.
I honestly couldn't tell you. I honestly have no idea. But I am worried that one day it will just not stay in there anymore. But I think what helps is, obviously I'm not going to advocate not reading music because that's crazy. But what helps is that I don't read. Every time I've tried to write something down to learn it, I then can't take it away. Like it stays in my head
all the time.
and I have to, because I know I can read it, I then it won't stay in my head. So if I deliberately make sure I don't write it down and I don't read it and I have to remember it, then it just stays. But once I start writing stuff down, I just can't remember it then because I just keep referring back to it. But obviously reading music is better. But I think because I deliberately don't write it down, it has to, I have no choice really.
That's actually a very good tip because I find myself very relying on my notes very heavily, even if I don't need them. Like, it's almost like I just need it as like a comfort for it to be there, like in case I need it, like, and if I don't have my notes, I'll freak out sometimes, even though so I love that. That's actually a really great tip for everybody at home. It's probably best to just kind of store it in the memory bank first instead of like just relying on the notes and stuff. So thank you for that, Sarah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible when she comes out to rehearsal. She's on point. You can see the rest of the band just trying to scramble to get it. We're like, oh my gosh, it's so funny. And then she'll just be on the chair just going, you got to be kidding me. It's like, come on guys, let's go. Huh, Sarah?
Yeah, but that's a personal thing, I always want to turn up and do my absolute best just for myself.
Yeah.
And it's good because then when everyone else is doing stuff, then I get to play my Nintendo Switch, which gives me a little break. So it's quite good.
That's been your new thing, man. I'm telling you. And I just got one. So when we're out on the road, we can start doing some Mario Kart.
Yes.
So where do you stay when you're in Thousand, or do you stay with Wes and his family when you're down there on tour, or how does that work out?
Yeah, I'm really lucky that Wes opens his home to me, which is really nice. And then when we have stuff further away, we all get hotels together and stuff. But yeah, it's great because and obviously with the studio and Wes's house, we can literally just go straight in and just chill out. And there's no like, oh my God, we only have it from this time to this time, or stressing to get everything done. It's so much easier just being able to do it as and when, rather than trying to force it all to be done at the right time.
Yeah, it makes things way easier when she's here, and it's so nice because we have this window and we try to just
Absolutely.
get everything
Okay.
in as much as possible.
Oh my god.
That was awesome. That was so cool.
So
I knew
I'm
that was
looking
going to
at your
happen.
Wait, what did I miss? Wait, what did I miss?
That was, what's your cat's name?
Perry.
Okay.
Mary was like, "What's up, dude?"
Why are you guys? I was looking up your Instagram and I missed.
Yeah,
Oh,
my
that was-
cat just decided that he was going to be part of the show.
Oh, okay, that's what was going on. I was just looking up your Instagram right now, Wave Parade. Everybody go follow
No,
at
Parade
Wave
Wave.
Parade on Instagram. And I see that you describe your music as fuzzy, spacey surf rock.
That's it's funny, we get confused with the band in San Diego. We're actually called Parade Wave.
Parade Wave.
So yeah,
All right, Parade Wave, everybody.
Parade
Not Wave
Wave.
Parade.
yeah, they actually called and were like, "Hey, you
All
gotta
right,
change
sorry.
your name."
There we go. Thank you, Flora, for putting that there for me. I'm all over the place today. That is too funny. Okay, let's see. I was trying to find your Instagram. Do you guys have an Instagram?
Yeah, so our Instagram is Parade Wave Music.
Somewhere? Yes?
We might be having a delay. I don't know.
Go ahead. There's a little delay, but you're good.
Okay, yeah. It's Parade Wave Music is our Instagram. And then again, you can find our music on
There
Apple
we go.
Music and Spotify. So
Boom, everybody. Make sure to go follow Parade Wave Music. Let's say it 5 more times. Parade Wave, Parade Wave, Parade Wave, Parade Wave, Parade Wave. PW.
PW.
They are going to be on tour, and the lovely Sarah Walker will be on bass. You guys do not want to miss this show. It is going to be a show of a lifetime. So if you guys are around where they're playing, make sure to get your little butts over there and go see this beautiful woman playing bass. She's coming all the way to the United States just for you all. So make sure to get your butts out there and go see her,
Yes.
because it's going to be a rocking time. Describe the rest of the band. How many members are in the band? What else are we working with? Like a 5-member band here or what?
Yeah, so it's a 5-member group. Our drummer Berto is out from Brooklyn. Our keyboardist Nick is out in New York. Our guitar player Gabe is out from Nashville. So we're all kind of spread out throughout the States and out in UK. So we stay pretty close via, online and on the phone and everything. So when we have the shows lined up, we all just get in the van and in the bus and we hit the road. So it's been really fun. And like I mentioned before, just having Sarah part of the family and just really just taking these songs to the next level has just been a true blessing. And it's great to play music with her. It's just awesome.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better myself. All right, guys, we're going to start wrapping this up. I want to end this. I want you both to give us your best piece of advice. It could be for musicians. It could be for life. It could be for whatever you want. We'll start with Wes.
Actually, before I say something, I think Sarah has something to mention. I don't think you mentioned it yet, but Sarah, you got some other big news that you gotta tell everybody here. This is kind of a big thing. Go ahead.
Yeah. So The 7th of July, I'll be attempting to break a world record for the longest bass playing. So at the moment, the world record is 60 hours, and I'm aiming for 72. So I'll be starting at 8 p.m. in the evening and then playing for 3 days and finishing at 8 p.m. after 72 hours. So I get a 5-minute break every hour, or I can like do like a 20-minute break every 4 hours or whatever. So yeah, that's going to be a fun attempt. But yeah, I'd like to do it in aid of breast cancer research, because without them, my mom wouldn't be here. So it means a lot to me. And for female musicians and stuff, it's something that's really important, something that you see all the time. And I think any money that we can put towards that would be amazing. And I get to have fun trying to raise money for them. So hopefully everyone can come together and support it and try and help me stay awake for 3 days, because I don't know how I'm going to do it.
You're going to do just fine, Sarah. You're going to rock and roll.
I hope so.
That is,
I mean, that's a long time, Sarah. 72
that
hours.
is absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Hashtag
nice.
That's
a long time. We're all going to be supportive for you, Sarah. We all love you. We're all going to be rocking for you, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I'm nervous, but I think that nervous belly fire will get me through it, and it's just, I think after halfway, I'll see the end and just keep going. That's the plan anyway, the rough plan. There is no plan.
So who is the current world record holder of the longest bass playing? Do we know who this person is?
I'm not sure what his name. Hang on, I'll do a super quick Google. I know that he's from North Devon in Bideford, which is a really small, really small town in the UK. It's he's called Mark Edwards, and he did it for 60 hours. So yeah, hopefully. And I contacted him actually, and he was really nice about it. He wasn't like, "Oh, you're going to take my record." He was like, "Oh, I knew this day would come. Best of luck to you. You're going to smash it. You'll do absolutely fine." Like, I'm so glad that someone.
You reached out to him. That's so cool.
Yeah. I just wanted not to be like, "Ha, I'm going to take your record." Just to be like, "Have you got any tips?" Like, no, not at all. I was like, "Have you got any tips?" Like, I'm thinking about doing this. Can you help me? And he's been really lovely. So that's good.
That is so rad. And how awesome of you to reach out to him, to just, I mean, that just shows your heart right there too. That's pretty cool.
I mean, like I said, it's the bass player thing. It's the bass player thing in you. And I didn't expect him to come back 100%. And be like, "Oh, someone's going to take my record." Or, a guitarist might turn around and be like, "Oh, I can't believe they're better than me." But a bass player was like, "Oh yeah, you'll do great. Like, go do it. It's going to be amazing."
That's awesome. And probably just hearing from what you're saying, he'll probably turn around and he'll be cheering for you as well. So I think that's really cool.
I think so. It's so exciting. I'm really nervous. I think I'm more nervous for this than I am for gigs, but it's also staying awake for a really long time. So I might go a bit crazy at the end of it, but oh well.
You're going to do great.
Wow. Sarah, so will you be going live during this 3-day shindig?
Yeah, I'll probably, because I haven't worked out the technical way of, because it all has to be video recorded, but I don't know how you would video record 3 days worth of material in one go. So I think I'll probably do live streams between breaks and then obviously put that all together. So yeah, the whole thing will be live streamed. It's happening at a local bar to me called Bottles Wine Bar. So they've really nicely let me have the venue for 3 days, but they said they'll be really sad when the bar staff leave at nighttime and sort of lock the door, like, "See you in the morning." Like, I was like, "Just go, it's fine." But yeah, I'm really grateful that they've let me hold the event there, and hopefully people coming in through the door and people coming in the evenings to have a drink and stuff like that will keep me going and seeing people put money in the buckets and stuff will just keep me going to finish it and get through it. I think it'll be okay.
That's cool that you're making it a live performance so people can actually come and see you too. That's really cool.
Yeah. I don't know I don't think I'll be able to do it without that, because I'd just be sat at home and I'd probably just fall asleep.
That's awesome.
Wow. I know there's a bassist. Well, he plays like a upright bass cello kind of thing. He plays it with a bow. His name is Rashad. I can't remember. And he dresses up like a jester and he like fucking climbs trees and like hangs upside down and like does the craziest live streams. But last year or 2 years ago, he did a 24-hour live stream where he was just like playing bass the whole time. And so every time I'd get on Facebook, I'd see he was still live, right? And it was like crazy because you could see like it was definitely like taking a toll, right?
Yeah,
and
getting to
one
at one
day.
point. Yeah, I can't wait to
So
like take a selfie at the start and then at the end and see the difference. I'll have like aged 10 years in between those 3 days.
Now, is there like set material you're gonna play, or what's the deal?
So the rules are no improvisation, no jamming. They have to play recognizable songs, and you can't repeat the same song in 4 hours. So I think I'm going to make like a 6-hour playlist of like all the covers I know and all the bands I play with, really like upbeat stuff to keep you going, and then just play that over and over again, and then hopefully that'll get me through. I think music is such a big inspiration to me. I feel like it's enough to get me through that. Like if I could be having the worst day, I'll put some music on and my mood has changed instantly. So hopefully if I build the playlist to end all playlists and then just sit and play it, I can stay awake for 3 days.
Girl, yes, you are hashtag goals. You know what I'm saying? Like that is amazing. I love that motivation, that inspiration, that fire in you. Like you are inspiring me today. And thank you, Sarah, for being you, because you inspire so many people around the world. I don't even think you know how many people you inspire.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I mean, it's because of all of you I'm here in the first place. So same.
All right, guys. So we're going to start wrapping this up. But if we have anything else we want to talk about, we're not in any rush whatsoever. If you guys have any last minute things you want to talk about, let's talk about them. And if not, then I do want to get your best pieces of advice for everybody at home.
I just want to say thank you both for including me in this great conversation. You're absolutely right. There is an amazing connection when it comes to bass players. They really are the ground. They are the grounding for all musicians. And I appreciate you for bringing me into this conversation. It's been fun hanging out with you guys. It really has. And then to answer your question, lead with love, lead with integrity. I think that would be my major anything to say is just lead with love and lead with integrity. I think that's really important.
I love that.
That's a good one. I think mine would be, I can't do one because I'm awkward. I've got to do two, but I think my two best piece of advice would be to never stop working on yourself. Like never like say enough is enough, or that'll do, or any of that. Like always try and be better at everything, or be the best version of yourself, be the best person that you can be, and improve on yourself all the time. And then, like you said, if you have that fire, don't let it go. Like it's so easy to have a couple of bad days or just have things really not going your way, and it's so easy to let go of it and just go, oh, what's the point? Like, what does it matter anymore? But if you hold on to it, it just gets bigger and bigger, and then it just grows, and then it's harder to let go of when it grows. But just keep hold of the fire as long as you can, till we're all too old to do any playing or anything like that.
That's right.
It's all anyway. So
we're never too old, right? Age is just a number. Let's see. Gilbert Barentes from San Antonio, Texas says, I thought my man was the lead singer of Tool. Okay, Gilbert.
Oh, nice.
Dropping the compliments over here.
There we go. I'll take it. That's
awesome. I love
awesome.
me some Tool. I'll tell you that much. One
Great
of my favorite bands of all time ever.
Great band. Yeah, we're excited. It'll be fun. Excited to get you out here, Sarah. We have some fun gigs out here, and you're a few days away. So get ready to. We got a big set list. We have a new song list of stuff for you to record, so it'll be really fun.
Yeah, I can't wait.
And Wes, why don't you go ahead and remind everybody about the tour dates, how they can find the album, where we can find you on tour, and all the goodies.
Yeah, so we are playing a few dates. On the 14th, we have a showcase out in Thousand Oaks or Westlake Village at Native South Studios. Really, it's going to be just a really beautiful, beautiful setting. And then we are also playing the Temecula Wine and Balloon Festival on Saturday, I believe is the date. Bands are Stone Temple Pilots, Leonard Skinner, fun bands. And then we're having some after parties, and then Sarah's right back into it. So yeah, we have that on the 14th through the 18th, and then our album is actually going to be released on May 17th. That's the Friday before we play, and that will be on all platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, and come join us, come hang out with us. We'd love to see you. We'd love for you to join the family and rock out with us.
Very cool. You guys heard it here first. Go follow Parade Wave Music on all platforms. Go follow Sarah Walker. Sarah plays a bass, or also known as Shreds on Instagram. You guys, I've had such a good time with y'all today. We're going to start wrapping it up. I love you all so much. Make sure to be kind to everybody around you. You never know the problems, the troubles, whatever people are going through. Just be kind. Lead with kindness, lead with love, integrity, exactly like Wes was saying. Make sure to don't drink and drive, don't bully. Just be the best you that you can do, because all we have, you guys, is right now. All right. So until next time, which I believe is Cinco de Mayo, I got another special pop-up coming for you guys. Until then, you guys take care. All right, guys, on 3, we're going to say bye. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Bye.
Bye.
Hasta la vista.